Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our Atmos webinar series. Today we'll be delving into what exactly NATA is. And with us here today, we have architect Aditha Varma, who will be introducing us to what NATA is and what is our future and our students' future in architecture. So to start off, I would just like to introduce Atmos a bit. We at Atmos Design Labs, we believe that anybody can have a future in architecture as long as they have the passion and the creativity for it. But apart from that, if students need any help or any guidance, we are here to provide that. So what exactly is Atmos Design Labs? It's a right career guidance. We provide career guidance and counseling for students not just in Bangalore, but throughout India as well. We help select the right colleges for students who are interested in design and architecture. We train students for design entrance exams like NID, NIFT, NATA, JEE, and so on. We assist in scholarship applications for creative students. So if you're a student who has a creative mindset where you're intellectually or creatively imbibed, then we can help you in subscribing to scholarships or availing scholarships to any colleges. We provide job placement and internship guarantee programs, and we also give students free access to design workshops. And lastly, we provide college tours and open day entry tickets for students looking for design colleges. Now, we know a lot about different careers. We know about doctors, we know about lawyers, and all these other professional careers. But the difference between those careers and careers like sports, designers, filmmaking, game designer, and wildlife conservationists is that all these careers that I'm talking about, they involve sort of passionate substance for the students. So unless you're passionate, unless you're ready to sacrifice, unless you're willing to give it all, then these kinds of careers will be difficult for you. But at the same time, they're the most rewarding. Now, at Atmos, we believe that students should be given hands-on experiences. As you can see in these pictures, we provide students with all the necessary required materials that they need in order to help build their design and creativity. These are a few examples of our classrooms. It's colorful, it's also invigorating, and it's not as boring as other types of classrooms. We also have state-of-the-art technology in our classrooms. We have pre-recorded sessions and recorded classes, which will be provided to the students. We also take students out for creative workshops. We take them out to site visits. We take them out to carpentry workshops, to painting workshops, and these kinds of areas where they can explore their creative mindsets.
Design can include lots of things, from graphics and illustration to art that you would find in a famous museum. It's easy to forget it's also boring everyday stuff, like your comb or toothbrush, or buildings and other man-made spaces, like public parks. Even what you use to get around, whether it's a car, the bus, or something else, is the product of some form of design. Design isn't always pretty, ugly, or even interesting at all. Sometimes it's practical, or so commonplace that you don't really notice it. Making an effort to be more aware of design can help you see it in unexpected places. It can also help you see past appearances to what really makes a design successful, useful, or valuable. But first, you need to know what to look for. Every part of the man-made world was designed with a specific purpose in mind. Learning to look at these things with curiosity can help you appreciate the jobs they do. It can also help you see the beauty and value in things we normally take for granted. Here's a simple example. Picture a basic coffee cup. It's designed to stay sealed, hold liquid, and protect your hand from heat. Now take a step back And picture the entire coffee shop. Inside, it has its own unique style and decor, while outside, there's a sign or logo that advertises the business. Beyond that, there's the building itself, the sidewalk, the parking lot, even landscaping. None of this exists by accident. It was all designed by various people to provide a certain service or experience. Once you start noticing these things, you might notice something else. You have opinions about them. For example, most of us know what it's like to get stuck in a poorly designed parking lot, or how annoying it is when your coffee cup leaks or spills. These are basically failures of design, things that frustrate or disappoint us or don't work the way that they're supposed to. The key is to ask yourself, where did the design go wrong? Look closer, and you can usually find the answer. Take a chair, for instance. It seems simple, but there's a lot that goes into making this design successful. The seat supports your body weight, while the backrest makes it possible to sit and lean back comfortably. It has 4 solid legs and doesn't tip over, at least not easily. Start playing with these basic details, and you get mixed results. What looks cool, unique, or interesting doesn't always work well in real life. Thinking hard about a design and what it was meant to do can help you measure how successful it really is. It can also give you a place to start talking about design and feeling more confident sharing your opinion. Here's why that's so important. Design things aren't just for the people who make them. They're ultimately for the people who use them. People like you and me. Anytime you use something that features some form of design, it should leave you feeling satisfied, whatever that means to you. Thinking about design as something that actually affects you can change the way you look at the world. It's part of almost everything we see and do, from the spaces around us to the little things that we can't live without.
So now we just learned that design is an everyday aspect of everybody's life. So now I would like to introduce our expert speaker for today, Mr. Aditha Varma. He's an architect. He's a graduate of architecture from Thiagaraj School of Architecture in Tamil Nadu and has worked in the profession for over 12 years. He has worked on various projects like hotels, commercial buildings, hospitals, residences, and high-end villas. He handles projects as a senior architect at Design Studio. Aditha works on designing spaces, issuing drawings, and site supervision to execute them. He has been associated with BSD and Atmos Design Labs from its inception. He has been a great source of knowledge for our students as he brings in his current working knowledge from the industry. He guides our students with practical subjects, giving them up-to-date and hands-on experience. He also guides thesis students to produce well-designed and executed projects. So, Mr. Aditha, the screen is yours. You can take over.
Thank you for your lovely introduction.
You're welcome.
So we are here today to understand what NATA is and how to get successfully crack NATA. Okay, this is just an introduction to your basic NATA classes. Say first when we say NATA, right? There are a lot of different entrance exams. Say you would have heard JEE, you would have heard NEET. More than a lot of times, NEET would have come up on your newses. So okay, fine. I want to do something different. What from the video? What Agnes have told? Design, right? So you want to design something. You want to become an architect. So how do you first start? So for NATA, for architecture, when you start, you need an entrance exam called NATA, which is National Aptitude for your architecture. Okay. So what does NATA comprises of? Say it has aptitude. What does aptitude is? Say you basically understand what is given to you You understand the pattern or repetition of what is going to happen, and then solve those questions or queries that comes upon. You need cognitive. So you should understand what cognitive is. Cognitive is something that not just what you see, what is behind it, what it could be, and what it has been. Say, for example, an apple. So, apple is red. You would have seen apple, the shape of an apple, but how it tastes, or how is it ripen or not. So, all those things is your cognitive. And then a structure. The structure of NATA is very different from other entrance exams. Say, comparative to your CET, say, where you will have to do your physics, chemistry, max as your major entrance exam, but your NATA is completely different, where you have to crack your aptitudes. There are different syllabuses for NATA. Those syllabuses are, say, you have your quantitative aptitude and basic mathematics, your architectural basis. So, what is architectural basis? So basics of architecture is what is history of architecture, what are different buildings, what is Indian history of architecture, what is foreign architecture history, and also what are the basics of architecture in terms of material science. Those are the different aspects what you will have to know when you if you want to crack NATA. And then obviously your design theory. So your drawing theory, sorry. So your drawing theory is basically sketching. Say from 2019, sketching has been not a part of NATA, but even that not being into a part of NATA, you still have to learn sketching, how things work, because sketching and drawing is a basic or a huge part of architecture. So you should understand that, so that there will be different questions and different uh, what is it? Your subjects that would carry towards your design theory. And then reasoning. You should be well versed in terms of your reasoning, so how things happen. So these are the basic understanding what you need to have if you want to crack NATA. So you can ask me what would be the basic eligibility of NATA. It's as simple as say you should get 50% in your PCM subjects in your plus two or your 10 plus two, where max is a very compulsory subject that is considered for your applying for your NATA. And then say if you are doing diploma, 10 plus 3 diploma is also you can crack NATAs, but only concern is you'll have to have math as your subject in your diploma. Then what are the patterns of NATA is what the next question will arise in your mind. So it's as simple as say 125 questions would be there for 200 marks, where it comprises of aptitude, mathematics, your drawing skill, your architectural knowledge, physics, and chemistry. These would actually be comprising in your 125 question with say 1, 2, and 3 mark questions. There are a lot of different styles or different types of questions are there. One is say there'll be a 3 seconds or 10-second video that would play, where you'll have to observe and then you'll have to answer the questions, or there'll be a paragraph formation to test your reasoning and your language. And then basic aptitude, what we have been seeing, your reasoning, your identifying patterns and then solving that. Your drawing skills, you would have to understand what the drawings that is given, identify what is going to come, or identify the other aspects of your three-dimensional and two-dimensional drawings. Then your preparation, I'm sorry. Yeah. Sorry. It's a mistake where it is. Your preparation strategies. Say if you want to start with your preparation strategies. Say one, you'll have to have the grip over the topics. You should understand what are the topics you're having, identifying what topics has what weightage, how much of weightage is for aptitude, how much of weightage is for architecture, and how much of your topic variation in terms of your drawing skills. Identifying the pattern. So what happens is you have to study all the different previous question papers and all other model question papers, understanding how the patterns of questions comes out. And then timing it. This is a very important aspect, timing it. So what happens is, say, when it happens to all students, where you get a question and you got stuck in it. So what happens is, once you get stuck into that one question, you will not be able to concentrate on others. You will keep fiddling that question. So that should not happen. So you should time it your question, say maybe your 15 seconds, 30 seconds, or a minute, depends on your questions. So because NATA is a 3 hour online exam, so you will have to time your questions and then answer to the most what you can. Then NATA coaching. So NATA coaching is very important when you have to appear for NATA. You'll have to prepare yourself. So to prepare yourself, you'll have to choose smartly to which coaching you're going to do. Either you're going to learn it by yourself or you're going to learn it to a institution. So you choose carefully. Pay attention to what people are teaching you. So what happens is, you then understand what is that they're teaching and how you can cope up with the syllabus. And then be regular. Say what happens is, say you'll have to be regular. See, even if you miss a class, you should catch up to what has been taught earlier. And then what NATA is, you have to carry architecture beyond NATA. So the training of NATA should be in such a way that you carry forward how you enter into architecture. That is very important, where you get trained even after NATA is. So, okay, fine, you now cracked your NATA, you have started your architectural journey. So, what are the different career options you would get? So, if you join architecture, you can become an architect. It doesn't stop that at that. So you can become a product designer, furniture designer, a set designer, a urban designer, a landscape, a graphic designer. Because what's happening in architecture is it's a base for design, where you can explore what you want and then move beyond what you want to achieve in your careers. Conclusion. Oh yeah, this again is a mistake. So what happens here is, NATA is just one where you can open doors to possibles of millions of options, where you can grow your career from being an architect, or you can go beyond what you want or what you imagine to it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Aditha, for those insightful information. I think a lot of us would benefit from this webinar. I think we have a few questions from our audience as well.
Okay.
We have one from Lakshmi. She's asked, is there any negative markings in NATA, sir?
Negative markings are not in NATA. You don't. NATA doesn't do negative marking.
Okay, and the other question is it necessary to have strong mathematics solving skills?
You would require mathematics is a part of NATA, where you'll have to understand the aptitude also along with mathematics. See, mathematics, the syllabus for mathematics is basic 9th to 12th. Mathematics is what will be your syllabus for mathematics. But aptitude, you'll have to start doing aptitude, you'll have to solve, repeat things. So you understand the pattern of question, what's going to come, and how to solve it faster.
Okay, thank you, sir. Another question, how many times can I take the NATA entrance exam?
Say NATA happens thrice a year. So what happens is, NATA happens 3 times a year, where you can attempt all 3 times also if you want. See what happens is, say you can attempt the first time and the second time. If you are attending for 2 times the NATA, the score what would be calculated is best of two. But say if you are attending for the third time, what happens is, you have to have an average of best of two. That becomes a critical thing, where if you are doing for a third attempt, so what happens, you will have to have a better score in the third, where you have better averages.
I think I've heard somewhere, sir, that NATA scores, I'm sorry, NATA scores are a compilation of the board results as well, right?
Yeah. So what
Board
happens
results
is,
and the
say,
NATA
yeah.
exams.
See, both your board also will come into play when you are applying for your counseling. Say your NATA would actually be divided by 25 because it's for your, what do you say, 200 marks. So it will be divided by 4 times. And then what 50% is for NATA and 50% is for your 12th mark PCM. So 50% what aggregate what you get would be considered for PCM, and then you'll have both the marks combined together, which will be given for counseling. Based on your ranking in counseling, you can take whichever good colleges that appeals for you.
Okay, so students have to score well in their board exams as well.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. We have another question, sir. What types of questions will be asked in the NATA exams?
See, you have various different questions. You'll have MCQs, you have direct fill in the blanks or one answer question. You have questions where you have a picture shown to you for 30 seconds, and then whatever you can see and observe through the picture, you'll have to describe that. There are paragraphs that be given where you have to read through the paragraphs and get the answers. And then there'll be your 2D and 3D projections of sketches where you have to solve what is the other side or what is the plan or elevation of the images. You have multiple types of questions that comes into.
Okay, thank you, sir. Anyway, we'll provide more details later on to any students who's interested. And the next question is it necessary to go to coaching center for NATA?
Coaching centers, say what happens is it depends on how you place yourself. Say if you're a person where you can learn on your own, then you can learn on your own. But even then there are multiple doubts that would arise because say your education system, what is happening is there is very limited exposure towards NATA and their syllabus. You have your aptitudes, you have your sketching, you have your 2D 3D projections. So you would, if you go to a proper coaching center, it will be good where they can solve you and help you towards attaining a better results in that.
Okay. And for the students' information, at at Atmos Design Labs, we offer study materials for students who want to avail all these materials in regards to NATA coaching exams. So next question, sir. What are the other design exams that can be given after doing NATA course?
You can simultaneously do, if you are interested not just in architecture, you wanted to do architecture in different other colleges where National College of Design, if NIDs, you can use USEED, SEED, fashion. If you are interested in fashion, you can do all those also. NIDs, NID exams also.
Okay, so you have other options as well besides just
Yeah.
NATA. Even with just NATA coaching, students are eligible for other
Students
design
can.
courses as
See,
well.
what's happening is the design is similar in terms of all the basic branches of what design is your fashion, your interior, your architecture. That base of what it's there in NATA, you can still crack all those exams also.
That'll be very useful for students as well.
Yeah.
We have another question, but I think you've already answered this. Based on what criteria will I be getting my ranks in NATA?
The same, your combination of your 12th plus 2, 10 plus 2, and your NATA. Both will be valued at 50% and 50%. So you combining that, you'll get a cutoff mark where you can apply for counseling.
Okay, we have one more question from the students. If I fail or am not able to attend the NATA exam and also don't want to waste 1 year for the next exam, what are the options for me?
See, if you're not able to attend for some reason and you don't want to waste a year and you have passionate and you're so passionate in doing architecture, there are different BDES courses. There is there BDES in interior design and architecture is there. There are a lot of BDES courses which is about 4 years long, I guess. So you can still do that also.
But BDES courses do not give students or the people studying it the license for architecture, right, sir?
See, what happens is, say, BDES is currently not a part of COA, Council of Architecture, where who's the one who's conducting NATA exam. but they're trying to bring in BDS also as a small thing that process happening. But what happens is the knowledge what you can get in an architecture is also there in your BDS courses also.
And like BArch, I think BDES courses also offer a wide variety of career options, right, sir? In set design, in communications, media.
Same goes for what architecture is. See, what you learn in architecture is more basics of design, and where you can branch out into different careers. What you based on your passion towards what is more affinited towards you.
Okay, another question. Is BDES course a professional architecture course?
Pardon?
Is BDES architecture courses a professional architecture course?
If you do it in a proper good institution, it would be. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah. See, B days, if
Okay.
you it depends on your institution where you get and what sort of a degree you get. That is important when you're choosing your B days.
Okay. So it depends on the right colleges.
Yes.
Okay. Another question, sir. What is the earning potential in architecture field? I think this will be very important and a lot of students would want to know.
Yeah. See, what happens is, say, architecture is not like your IT field. The more knowledge you get and more skills you upgrade yourself for more skills and knowledge, the better you can place yourself in the future.
Okay. So how can one make money with the skills that you earn from studying architecture,
So
sir?
what's
Can you
happening
give us some
is,
examples?
see, what is happening in architecture is in India, especially the field of architecture and construction is growing very much at a good pace. So what happens is once you get your knowledge, you can open up your firm, open up your own firm where you can be your own head, and then you can design what you want. You can select your projects, or if you want to associate with the different other firms, you can do that also.
Okay. So thank you so much, sir, for such an invigorating session. We at Atmos Design Labs, we are in collaboration with Bangalore School of Design. So if you're looking for any colleges that offer design courses or architecture courses, you can reach out to us, you can get in touch with us, you can visit our website www.atmosdesignlabs.in and you can fill out the registration forms if you have any queries. Thank you everyone for joining us today. We hope everyone has a very Merry Christmas and a very happy holiday.